Hello, all you beautiful people. I hope you have had or are having a fantastic day. If you're new around here, welcome. My name is Salim, the teenager who talks about teenage stuff because there simply isn't enough of it on the internet. Let's cut to the chase, guys. If you're new around here, please hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 200 subscribers by the end of the year. Guys, we only have a month left. I just realized it's almost 2021. So please do me a massive favor and hit that subscribe button. If you're feeling extra generous, share this video around with your friends and also hit that like button. Now, oddly enough, I've gotten multiple requests over the course of this week to do a video about time management. So that's what we're doing today. As students, as an IB student, we tend to juggle a lot of stuff around. We tend to go between schoolwork, between fitness, between extracurricular activities. People have asked me how I do it, so I'm here to share some of my tips with you today. Now, of course, for us as young people, time management is not an easy thing. It's a skill. It's something you learn. In today's video, I'd like to start with a quote by Tom Greening, and it reads, "All time management begins with planning." There's also another really famous quote that goes along the lines of failing to plan is planning to fail, something along those lines. But essentially, that's all time management is. It's just good planning. So the better you get at planning, the better you'll get at managing your time. Of course, time management is an invaluable skill, and as time has gone on, I've learned new ways to better manage my time and also use technology to help with time management. Now, just before we get into some of my tips and tricks, let's take a look back at how I used to plan before technology was really a thing. When I got a piece of homework, I had a journal and I wrote everything in my journal. As we discussed in a previous video when we were looking at the Microsoft To Do app, I used to write everything down, create to-do lists, put a little checkbox next to them, and then tick it off, you know, that dopamine effect. If you haven't seen that video, it's got a huge green thumbnail that says C6, H12, O something. But anyways, where was I? I think we were talking about how I used to plan. Oh yes, the journal, the to-do lists. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that anymore. Now we have a magical thing called a computer and a phone and an iPad and whatever other piece of tech you might have that has applications that'll make a to-do list for you. Well, not necessarily for you, but it'll help you keep an online cloud sync magical to-do list right in your pocket. Guys, the Microsoft To-Do List app is here to save you and take you on your new planning journey. I'll put a link to the video I made about it somewhere in that corner, either that one or that one. I never remember which one it's in. But watch that video before you move on with this time management video. Let's begin with the time management tips, and we're gonna start with how I plan throughout the day. Now, of course, with the new Microsoft To-Do List app that I just downloaded on my phone, I have my to-do list literally everywhere I go. So anytime someone tells me, "Oh, Salim, can you do this for me? Oh, Salim, this is your homework for tomorrow or next fortnight," pull out my phone and just write it down on my to-do list. The great thing is it syncs across all my devices that I have linked to that to-do list account. So I have it on my phone, I have it on my iPad, I have it on my computer, and I also have it on my computer at home. Now, I find this method of jotting down things really effective at helping me remember everything that I need to do. And this is especially important when it comes to time management. It's the first step you take when it comes to planning out your schedule for the remainder of the day or for whenever you're sitting down to do your work. Now you may be wondering, I've written down all my tasks, but how do I actually manage my time effectively in order to complete all of them? I'm going to tell you two very important things. They're called prioritizing, and they're also called one task at a time. Now let's begin with the first one, prioritizing. It is crucial that you guys learn to prioritize your work in a couple different ways. Either you look at when it's due. If it's due very soon, then of course it needs to be at the top of your priority list. Let me give you a quick example. Tomorrow I have biology and mathematics, but on my to-do list I have biology homework, mathematics homework, economics homework, a TOK essay to write, and then also some extended essay stuff to do. Now, of course, because I have biology and mathematics tomorrow and I have homework for those two subjects, that is going to be the top of my priority. Now I have TOK the day after, so of course I'm going to do TOK the next day. And it's really as simple as that. It's dedicating and allocating your time to the tasks that you have due the soonest. This way you won't fatigue quickly, you won't mentally exhaust yourself. And that's how to effectively time manage. If you're going through your tasks quickly, effectively, and most of all, you're doing them well, that's how you know you've got your time management skills down. If there's one thing I'd like you guys to take away from today's video, it's learning to prioritize. That's really the key when it comes to time management. Either look at how long it'll take you to complete the task. When the task is due, if you have some free time, which you can complete the task in, anything that really helps you narrow down what you need to be doing when. But you still may be wondering, Salim, I've got my priorities set, I just can't seem to get those tasks done on time. That's where the second tip comes in, and that's one task at a time. Nowadays, I see a lot of students get overwhelmed very easily by the amount of work they have. And do you know what that leads to? Our good old friend, procrastination. Once you start getting overwhelmed, your good old friend procrastination is gonna come and throw you a real quick hook in the face. Because that's what procrastination likes to do to us. It likes to disrupt our work schedule. That's why it's so important, it's so crucial that we don't get overwhelmed and that we do one task at a time. How can we ensure that we're doing one task at a time, however? Well, set time limits. Say to yourself, I'm gonna spend 30 minutes doing my math homework and only my math homework. Also, feel free to implement the Pomodoro technique when you're focusing on the one task at a time. I'll put a link. I also have a video about the Pomodoro technique somewhere in the corner. I never know which one it's in. This one task at a time method will really help to calm you down both mentally and emotionally. You won't be feeling nervous or stressed about the work you have to do because you'll be taking it one step at a time. And before I finish this video off, there's one last thing, there's one last tip that I'd like to tell you, and it's finish tasks till completion. What I find that works for me really well is that when I'm working away at a task, I feel that if I finish off that task, it gives me a much greater satisfaction and it also motivates me to continue to do more work. Now, of course, guys, if you finish a task right there and then, that means you won't be leaving it for the future. You won't be preoccupying your mind with a task that was supposed to be done yesterday, meaning you can focus on the one task at a time for a new task. Now, hopefully with this video today, you've realized that time management really isn't that difficult of a topic to grasp. It's more about how you implement it in your life and how you develop the skill of managing your time. It doesn't need to be scary. It doesn't need to be complex. It just needs to work. It's all about finding what works for you. And if what I said today doesn't work for you at all, that's completely okay. I'm all about preaching. What works for you, you should stick with. Something that works for me might not be the key to solving your problems. However, they might help. And guys, that's going to be about it for today's video. If you have any questions for me, leave them down in the comments below. I respond to every single one of them. As I said at the beginning of the video, the subscriber goal is to hit 200 subscribers by the end of the year. Guys, we're really not that far away from 2020, so please hit that subscribe button. It helps support the channel. If you're feeling extra generous today, hit that like button and share this video around with your friend. Maybe even consider turning on post notifications. Without further ado, guys, become time management masters. Add that extra hour to your day. And I will see all of you later.